Hello and welcome to your Sun and Mars opposition forecast for all 12 signs. I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate. I specialize in traditional, Western, and evolutionary astrology. I'm excited to share this month's astrological forecast with you. Please like and subscribe as it helps the channel to grow. If you are new here, welcome. You can find more about my offerings at willowgracemystic.com. For those of you who've been following me, thank you for being part of my journey. On January 15th, 2025, we are going to have a Sun and Mars opposition. This is when the Sun is going to be in the sign of Capricorn, which is very earthy and determined. It's going to be at 25 degrees, and it will be in an opposition, opposite of like a tug of war with the planet of Mars, also at 25 degrees, and it will be stationed retrograde. And so it's asking us to look at areas of our life where we need to reflect on our inner drive, our emotions, how we balance our ambition, how we interact with family or things that are very important to us. Now, the planet of the Sun, it symbolizes our core identity, our soul, our life purpose. So it illuminates our goals. It represents how we shine, how we show up. And when it's in the sign of Capricorn, the focus then turns on structure, ambition, discipline. It calls for accountability and long-term planning. The planet of Mars, it governs our energy, our drive, our passion, our desires. It is how we assert ourselves. Knowing that this is stationed retrograde, it's going backwards. It's energy is turned more inward. It's slowing down. It's about impulsive actions. It's encouraging us to have this reflection on how do we handle conflict? How do we handle our ambition, our personal desires? In the sign of Cancer, Mars's assertive nature, it then softens. It brings about this protective and emotionally driven edge to all of our motivations. Now, an opposition is when one is opposite of the other on the chart, and it's like this tug of war. It highlights the tension with the need for balance in between those two areas or those two forces. So we have the Sun and Mars pulling at different areas of the zodiac, and you're going to feel like this tug of war between your external ambition with the Sun in Capricorn and your emotional needs with Mars in Cancer. This transit is really going to be deeply personal, and with Mars retrograde, your usual response is to move forward. So there can be this feeling of frustration. It's forcing you to process these emotions and to find healthier outlets and healthier solutions to move forward with. This can feel like when you're out of control, these circumstances that are outside of your sphere, that you now have to focus, because it's a challenge to your patience, your ability to act and move forward. There can be this emotionally charged feelings of old wounds or old dynamics that now come to the surface, and it's prompting you to truly reevaluate your approach to how do you nurture yourself? How do you nurture and care for others? There can be frustration of feeling like you're being blocked, or your goals and things that you want to attain are being delayed. And so this is, how do you temper the way that you act impulsively? And this will be a time that you need to tune in, reflect, and redirect the energy so that it can move towards more productive outlets. This is an opportunity to channel the energy. This is not going to be a time that you're going to want to push through by force. This is an opportunity to lean in and be kind to yourself. Allow room for rest and reflection and recovery. With looking at a need for a productive outlet, you can redirect your frustration into activities that align with your emotional needs. This is about an opportunity to journal. This could be with cooking. This could be with creative projects, anything like yoga, meditation that takes this pent up energy and moves it into an area that becomes more healthy for you. This is an opportunity because it's building emotional resilience. This is you taking time to reflect on how do you respond to challenges as they come up. Are you meeting them with control and calmness? Are you being driven by reactive emotions? How do you work through this? This transit is really going to be particularly significant for those people with signs or placements with definitely your cardinal signs. So think Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And then look for the degrees between 23 and 27 degrees. So expect to feel this energy more intensely, especially with those houses that it falls in, because it'll either be direct, square, or opposed. Now, also look to your earth and water signs. So that would be Taurus and Virgo, Scorpio, Pisces, because this is going to feel more impactful in that you'll feel this supportive and complementary nudge or a bump towards moving towards healthy healing that is directing you there. This opposition is truly inviting you to balance this Capricorn drive and the drive for wanting to have this external achievement, and Cancer's need for emotional security, wanting to be safe. This is going to be a time that you're going to want to be able to realign your goals with your values, recognizing that growth often comes from integrating these opposing forces. Remember that oppositions, they're also opportunities for you to have growth through contrast by acknowledging these two different areas. It's a pull between two directions and needing to find this middle ground that can lead to profound self-awareness and balance. Offerings this month. So join my Patreon community. It's a membership that's an exclusive astrology that you can gain early access to ad-free videos, forecasts, monthly Zoom meetings. This is a perfect space that is safe for you to dive deeper into the undercurrents that guide your life. I will leave a description down below with a link so you can check that out for the different membership tiers. Also, I have a special for Capricorns. Celebrate your birthday with a solar return reading. Use code Capricorn10 at checkout. It's a limited time opportunity, so schedule your appointment today, and I'll leave a link down below for that also. Additionally, I offer live astrology readings, consultations here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every other Tuesday. So get in the queue, sign up early. Be sure to include your date, time, and location of your birth. And I look forward to sharing with you. So I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you. So let's dive in. So for Aries sun, moon, and rising, the sun is at 25 degrees at the top of your chart, which is your 10th house. It represents your career, your reputation, your legacy, authority figures. It represents your life path, your personal ambition, your goals. It literally, since it's at the top, think of it as how other people see you or other people's authority over you. And then the opposition comes with Mars in retrograde in Cancer, in your 4th house, which is your living situation. It's your home, your family, your personal life. It's literally the basement, the bottom of your house. And so these two houses being in opposition of each other, it brings to light or highlights this tension, this opposition between your career ambitions and what you need for emotional security. This truly brings about, I want to feel safe and secure in nurturing my home, but I also have these ambitions. You might feel this push to excel with your public life. With the sun here, it's really shining on your professional achievements, wanting recognition, your long-term goals, things that you want to do. you. Even if you don't have a job, let's say that you're retired, this is about the legacy that you leave behind. This represents topics of ambitions and responsibilities and achievements. And so with the sun shining here, it's reflecting on the demands that you feel. Now, at the same time, Mars is retrograde, meaning it's stationing, it's going backwards in your home sector. It's truly demanding that you really address any unresolved family dynamics that come up, or with these personal feelings of safety or belonging or security, or something that has to do with traditions or your property, real estate, foundation. This could be like looking back at grandparents, great-grandparents, like your legacy, your lineage. Now, the topic comes with your professional and your personal life. They now become at odds with each other, and this is really an opportunity that it's prompting you to evaluate how much time and energy do you need to dedicate to each of these areas. Are you sacrificing your well-being or your family connections for your pursuit for success? Now, professionally, this is going to be a moment that you're going to want to reassess your goals, your strategies of what do you want to achieve. You might encounter these obstacles, or feel frustrated, or look to that there's these delays or these conflicts at work. These are challenges that are not meant to discourage you, but to truly help you look at things clearly and focus on realigning your actions with your values. On the home front, there could be these unresolved emotions that come up with your past, or with ongoing family drama or these issues that come up, and it's saying, look, we need to clear this up. We need to finish this. It's asking for your attention. This is a call to reconnect with your roots, to create this stable foundation, and for you to prioritize self-care for yourself, for you to balance your drive for external success with your emotional comfort of your inner world. That's going to be key during this transit. So Aries, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Check out my Patreon community for exclusive content and deeper insights. I'll have a link below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations, and please subscribe. So for Taurus, sun, moon, and rising, the sun is in the 9th house for you, which represents foreign people, places, and things. So think visas and traveling and publishing and legal matters. And the opposition comes with Mars in your 3rd house of the way that you communicate, who you communicate with. This could be with neighbors, siblings, cousins, people that are in your close community. I like that this will be easier felt from you because it is in a harmonious aspect to who you are, your identity. And so you can look at this as you see this big picture for this vision for your future. And whether it's through education or travel or spiritual exploration, publishing, legal matters, and it might clash with the demands for things that are happening within your immediate environment, such as communication, local connections, daily tasks. The 3rd house is also short distance travel, and the 9th house is long distance travel. So we have this sun emphasizing your desire to want to grow and learn and to expand your horizons, just to connect with foreign people, places, and things, while Mars is stationing retrograde, and it's really emphasizing your desire to grow, learn, and expand your horizons, but it wants you to do it closer to home. The sun is saying, let's do it outwardly, and Mars is saying, let's make sure that we are reflecting on how we approach our daily responsibilities, our interactions with the people that we connect with on a day-to-day basis. This might be a time that you might question whether your short-term efforts, do they align with your long-term goals, and are the small steps that you're taking now, are they leading towards the life that you envision for yourself? Because the sun is illuminating your aspirations and your long-term plans, this is pushing you to explore the new opportunities that are out there. Remember that Mars is retrograde. It can slow down your ability to communicate or to navigate within your immediate surroundings. And this can lead to frustration or possibly misunderstandings. So take time to use this as an opportunity to really refine your communication style, to clarify your interactions. This transit is asking you to strike this balance between you dreaming big but staying grounded in your daily life by focusing on clear communication and these practical steps that you can take to bridge the gap between making your vision into a reality. So Taurus, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. Check out my Patreon community membership, where I offer early access to information, live Zooms, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Gemini sun, moon, and rising, you have the sun, and it is in your 8th house. The 8th house is a deep house. It's the house of your connection with other people. It can be with exes, with alimony and child support. It can be with business partners. It can be with significant others. The 8th house is like your retirement savings, your investments in other people, places, and things. It represents shared resources or taxes, inheritances. It represents taboo topics of things that we don't bring up like out in public. It's also the house of deep psychological healing. Now, the opposition comes with Mars. Mars is in your 2nd house of your cash, your property, your values, your opinions, what you need in order to feel secure. So obviously from hearing about this, you can tell that there's this tug of war between what is yours and what you have invested with other people, places, and things. And so this revolves around financial and emotional transformation, that it comes to the forefront of this transit of needing security. With the sun in your 8th house, it's really aligning the themes of shared resources, debt, income, deep psychological growth, things that have been hidden or are hidden. Meanwhile, Mars is retrograde, going backwards through your 2nd house, and it's asking you to reassess what are your personal finances, your personal values, your sense of self-worth. It's like saying, take a second look at this. This is going to be a time that you're going to want to pause and reflect on how do you manage your shared responsibilities, your shared values, your shared connections with other people versus your own personal stability. Are you over-reliant on other people for security? Are you neglecting important partnerships within your life, within your pursuit for interdependence? These are intense emotions that can surround or be about power struggles. It can be related to your shared resources of what is mine, what is yours, and needing to feel comfortable, needing to feel valued. And these topics can arise during this transit. You can feel frustration around financial entanglements that you have with others, or where your investments are, like your retirement, or the dynamics of this give and take within your personal close relationships with others. Having Mars retrograde, it really is going to slow down your ability to assert control, and it's asking you to truly approach these matters with patience and with emotional clarity. Use this transit to create this balanced approach in within your finances, within your self-worth, like looking at where are your bills, where are your entanglements with other people, where do you have, where are people reliant on you, and where do you rely upon them, and use this time to truly address any imbalances that may come up in how you share or you manage these resources, because this is an opportunity to build a stronger foundation for your future growth. So Gemini, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays where I offer astrology consultations at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also check out my Patreon community where I offer early access, Zoom consultations or Zoom meetings that we connect with one another. And don't forget to subscribe. So for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is going to be a tough one for you because the Sun is in your partnership sector and the planet of Mars is in your first house of self. So there's going to be this tug of war between who you are, your identity, you wanting to assert things that have to do with your appearance, your power, your energy, your defense mechanism, you being seen, your goals, everything that has to do with you. And having the Sun in Capricorn is everybody else, your interactions with business partners, significant others, clients. The seventh house is where we sign contracts and we negotiate. This is also best friends, it's open enemies, it's exes. And so the relationships that you have with yourself and with others now takes center stage. This is going to be illuminating your partnership and your one-on-one connections of you working with how do I feel? How do I assert myself? Mars is saying that it's like making you feel like you are being pulled between meeting the needs of other people before your own personal growth, your own identity. Mars retrograde, it's in your sign. It's really encouraging you to have this self-reflection. It's saying, look within on your own personal growth and look at reassessing how do you assert your wants, your needs, your desires within these personal relationships that you have with others. So with a best friend, with your partner, with a business partner, with clients. This could be you experiencing this tension within these relationships with others that can come with conflicts. It can be conflicts over unmet expectations or differing priorities. Mars retrograde here is really going to slow your usual assertiveness of saying, no, this is mine, this is what I want, this is what I need. And it can slow it over your unmet expectations. And it's truly saying, I need to prioritize my self-awareness. I have to have clear communication. How do I navigate this transit with grace? This is going to be an opportunity for you to strengthen your connections by aligning your personal identity with your relationship goals. And this means your relationship goals with everybody. Like, look at how do I handle people that I don't exactly feel comfortable with? How do I navigate my friendships? How do I navigate clients or consultations or business partnerships? This is how do you navigate your relationships, not with just you, but with everybody else in your life. This is going to be a time that at the end of it, you will better understand your role within partnerships and how you can help create these healthier dynamics in order to move forward. So Cancer, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where I offer astrology consultations. Check out my Patreon community using the link below where I offer early access to videos and live Zooms two live Zooms once a month, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, You have the sun in the sign of Capricorn, and it is in your 6th house. And the 6th house represents your day-to-day habits, your mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being. It represents like your aunts, your uncles, mentors, guides, people in your life. It also represents how are you of service to other people? How do you nurture and care for yourself? And how can you be of service to other people? The opposition comes with Mars in your 12th house. The 12th house is the hidden house. It represents your dreams, your intuition, your psychic ability. It's the hidden house. It represents your how you connect to source, to divine. It's the house of sickness and illness, and it's where we are taken away in order to pause and to meditate, yoga. It's also hidden enemies. And so there's this opposition going on between I need to find a balance between my work, my health, my day-to-day routines, because they feel at odds with my need for rest, my need for recovery, introspection, spiritual renewal. Having the sun in your 6th house is really shining a light on your day-to-day responsibilities, finding a balance between your home and your work and these systems in your life that keep your life running smoothly. With Mars retrograde in your 12th house, it's really pulling you towards seclusion, a time of inner healing, that if you don't take care of yourself, if you are of service to everybody else, and you're not taking care of your needs, it becomes not of service, but a form of slavery to, like, I feel like I'm not enjoying my work. I'm not taking good care of myself. This is going to be a time when you're going to want to ask yourself whether your day-to-day habits, are they supporting your mental, your emotional health and well-being? Are you overworking yourself without taking time out to address any deeper emotional well-beings, like any deeper needs or your unconscious needs that you are not addressing? Having Mars in your 12th house is really signaling, I need to take care of me. I need rest. I need recovery. I need to work on, like the 12th house is like the broken record of things that we say to ourselves. And it's how can I connect to spirit? How can I connect to divine in order to tap into my subconscious mind, in order to heal and come out renewed on a day-to-day basis. It's taking time for self-care and you making sure that you are doing that. You might feel drained. You might feel overwhelmed by all of the demands within your day-to-day life. Mars retrograde, it's really slowing your ability to push forward, and it's encouraging you to take time to rest, to reflect, and for you to do the inner work. Use this transit to identify these patterns or these fears that can be holding you back, and that's from achieving the balance that you want, the balance that you need. By integrating mindfulness and self-care into your day-to-day routine, you can create this healthier foundation in order for you to have a long-term success. So Leo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays where I offer consultations at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out my Patreon community where I offer early access and daily updates on astrology, what's going on, and I offer 2 Zooms once a month. So, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you have the Sun, and it's in a harmonious aspect to your 1st house of your identity. The Sun is in the sign of Capricorn in your 5th house of fun, joy, pleasure, children, childlike activities, places that you want to, like you look to, like generally experience pleasure, where you're willing to take a risk. The opposition comes with Mars in your 11th house of your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals. You're going to feel this transit, but what will come from it will be more harmonious or an easier time for you. So having the Sun in the area of your life of creativity and personal joy and expression, it really brings into focus at the same time the attention being drawn to your social circles, your networks, your dreams, your goals, your long-term aspirations. And there's this tug of war, this pull between what you want to do and where you're connected with others. This transit is really asking you to reevaluate how your creative passions, how they align or how they clash with the expectations within your social groups or your social networks, with the goals that you either set for yourself or with the goals that are with your work partners, because this is also the connections that you have for where you volunteer or the people that you network with for work. And so you can look at this and say, am I giving enough of my own time and energy, and does this give me joy? Does this give me pleasure? Am I happy? Am I moving towards my passions? Or am I overly focused on fulfilling the obligations or the desires to other people? There can be these conflicts that arise within these friendships or these group dynamics, especially if you feel like your personal goals are being overshadowed or not taken seriously. Mars retrograde here is really slowing down your usual drive for networking, and it's asking you to take a time and pause to reflect on how do you balance your individual desires with your place within the community. Are you reflecting on a balance between your desires and like what you bring to the table? How are you supporting other people? This is going to be an opportunity that you're really going to be able to reevaluate what truly brings you joy, pleasure, fulfillment, creativity, by honoring your passions and carefully choosing who do you share these things with, and how can you create this harmony between your inner world and your social commitments. So Virgo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer consultations. Also check out my Patreon community membership, where I offer early ad-free access. I offer a daily update of things that are going on, 2 Zooms once a month, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you're definitely going to be feeling this. You have the Sun in your 4th house of home, family, foundation. It's what you want, or like your living situation. It's your personal life. It's your ancestors. It's literally the foundation of your life. Now, the opposition comes with Mars up at the top of your chart in your house of career, responsibilities, reputation, how other people see you, like literally at the top. The 10th house is where you make your mark on society. So you have this opposition. Don't forget that this is going to square who you are and partnerships. So that's where the difficulty is going to come with this transit. Having the Sun in your 4th house is going to highlight your home and your family life, your emotional roots, what you need for stability. Mars stationing retrograde in your career sector is going to slow down and having you reassess your career ambitions, your public image. This transit is going to create this tension between what you desire for external success and the need for a stable, nurturing home environment. Like you're going to ask yourself, are you dedicating enough time to building a supportive foundation for you, your home, your family, your foundation, your ancestors, the people who live within your home, your living situation, your personal life? Or are we looking at Mars in retrograde asking you to take a step back and to consider whether your path, does it align with your inner values? Now, there can come up at the same time these unresolved family issues, like family drama. There could be matters that need your attention. They can be your emotional needs that that demand your attention, or something that's pulling you back to your home front. This can be an opportunity to harmonize your family matters, that by finding a healthy balance between home and work, that can be an opportunity to balance professional goals with my personal well-being. This can really set the stage for you to have this long-term success and for satisfaction in both of these areas of your life. So Libra, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays for astrology consultations at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, check out my Patreon community membership. I have a link down below, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the sun is in your third house, which represents the house of communication. It's neighbors, siblings, cousins. This is in a harmonious aspect to who you are, your first house of your identity. The opposition comes with Mars in your ninth house of wanting to travel. It's cross-cultural experiences. It's publishing. It's legal matters. The focus is going to be on communication. It's going to be learning, your immediate environment, your surroundings, that comes into focus, while Mars is retrograde, meaning it's going backwards, and it's having you truly take in and reassess your broader philosophies, your long-term plans, your spiritual beliefs. It's going back into things that you've already experienced, places that you want to go, things that are already in motion, and having to go back and rehash or relook at these things. This is Mars in the Mars retrograde here is saying, I need to look at my long-term plans, my spiritual beliefs. This transit is challenging you to truly connect with your day-to-day life and your larger aspirations, your connections to other people. But saying, I need to be focused on what's closer to home and not just do everything far and wide. Look at this as, are your current efforts, are they in line with your bigger goals? Are you stuck in routines that no longer serve your vision, your dreams? Or do you need to take some time to find a healthy balance between what's being done here and things that you want to do? This could be with classes or workshops or learning. There can be these tensions between your short-term tasks and goals and your long-term goals that can now come up with, I want to complete this, and I'm not moving fast enough. And so there can be miscommunications, there can be delays within your travel plans that can now come up. And this adds to the frustration because Mars is retrograde, and it's encouraging you to reflect upon your beliefs and how they influence your actions and how do you move forward. It's pausing and slowing down before you make a move. Use this time to truly align with your day-to-day habits, to make sure that are they in alignment with your ideals, your beliefs. By slowing down and rethinking your strategies, you can create this clear path to move you towards your aspirations. Mars retrograde, it's not intentionally wanting to thwart you. It really wants you to slow down, to reevaluate, to rethink your actions, so that when it does move forward, that you will have a clear idea of a desire of where I want to go and what I want to do. So Scorpio, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer astrology consultations. Check out my Patreon community. I will have a link down below where I offer 2 Zooms once a month, and daily updates and early access to videos. And also, don't forget to subscribe. So for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you have the Sun in your second house. The Sun represents money, cash, property, resources, your skill set. The Sun in your second house brings about topics of your resources, your movable property. It brings in topics of what do I need in order to feel secure. Now the opposition comes with Mars in your 8th house of where you are connected or invested with other people. The eighth house is the house of deep psychological healing that comes from trauma. It's also the house where we bring up taboo topics. It brings up alimony, child support, debt. It's the people that you are connected with, where you are like a business partner, or it can be with family members. And so the focus comes with your personal finances, your personal self-worth, your material stability that is in the spotlight. The sun is shining a light on it. And with Mars retrograde in your 8th house, it's going back over or bringing attention to your shared resources, your shared debt, your house of emotional transformation. There can be this difficult energy with this transit, because it's asking you to find a balance between building your personal wealth and by you addressing your joint financial matters and your emotional dependencies that you have with other people. Remember that the 8th house has to do with your connection, your bond with other people, your investment in people, places, and things. And so you can look at this as, are you taking control of your own resources, or are you relying too heavily on others for their support? This can be codependency or overdependency. The topic of your financial matters, including shared assets and inheritances, debt, wills, this can be a time that things can feel stagnant or stressful. Mars retrograde is going to slow down your ability to act decisively, because remember, it's stationing retrograde. It's wanting you to reflect on the dynamics of power, of trust, and of security, of how you feel within your partnerships, within your relationships with others. And these can also be family relationships. This is going to be an opportunity for you to not just build, but to rebuild your sense of self-worth in order for you to create these healthy boundaries around shared responsibilities. By you approaching your financial and these emotional challenges that are going to come up with patience and introspection, you can truly emerge from this feeling more empowered. So Sagittarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out my Patreon community. I'll have a link down below. This is a membership where we have 2 Zooms once a month, and I offer early release of videos. They're ad-free, and a day-to-day astrology, like what is going on in the world. And don't forget to subscribe. So for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, not lie, you're going to feel this one. The sun is in your 1st house of who you are. It's your identity. This has everything to do with your power, your self-expression, things that you want to start, things that you want to do, your desires, your interests, how people see you. Now, Mars is currently retrograde in your 7th house of partnerships, you with everybody else. This can be with business partners, significant others, clients. This can be with open enemies and exes. The 7th house is where we make connections, we sign contracts, we negotiate things. The 7th house is you and everybody else. And so it's your interactions between these 2 areas of your life. Now, having the sun in your 1st house puts your identity and your personal goals, your self-expression at the forefront. And meanwhile, you have Mars stationing retrograde. Now retrograde means it's slowing down, it's going backwards, and it's you reevaluating all of your relationships, all of your partnerships, all of these connections that you have with other people. This transit can truly create some tension between you asserting your individuality and the needs of meeting the needs of others. Like, are you putting yourself to the back burner by putting everybody else to the front burner? Are you prioritizing your own growth, or are you sacrificing too much of yourself for the sake of harmony within these relationships. This can be with clients or business partners. This can be with your best friends. And so look to, where are you making these sacrifices? All types of relationship dynamics are now going to come to the forefront, and they can feel strained. There can be these unresolved issues, these conflicts, these misunderstandings that now come to the forefront, come to the light. And Mars retrograde is it's slowing down. And so your usual approach to conflict resolution, which is encouraging a deeper reflection within how do you assert yourself within these partnerships, within these relationships. Mars retrograde is saying, I need to slow down with how I initiate myself. I need to rethink this. I need to change the dynamics of how I'm doing this. This is a time for you to reflect, because it's about strengthening your sense of self while fostering these healthy relationship dynamics between other people. The way that you negotiate, the way that you connect with others, by balancing your personal goals with mutual respect, with compromise, you can achieve greater harmony within your connections. This transit is about you evaluating what you bring to the table and how you assert yourself, and the way that you find a balance between partnerships. All right, so Capricorn, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays for astrology consultations at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out my Patreon community, where I offer early access of ad-free videos and daily updates, and 2 Zooms. And don't forget to subscribe. So for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you have the Sun in your 12th house. Having the Sun in the 12th house is the hidden house. It's the house where we go for rest and recovery. It's where we tap into source. We do yoga, we do meditation, we do journaling, we tap into our dreams, our ancestors. The 12th house is the hidden house, where it says we need to connect to the spiritual realm in order to heal and recover. Having Mars in an opposition in your 6th house, the 6th house is your day-to-day habits. It's your mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being. It's the balance between work and home. The 6th house is the house of illness if we don't take care of ourselves. And so rest is going to be a focus. Spirituality, your subconscious, all of these themes are going to be highlighted during this transit. With Mars retrograde in your 6th house, this is asking you to reevaluate your daily routines and your work habits, and looking at healthier practices for yourself. This transit is going to truly challenge you to reflect on your busy life and saying, are you setting aside enough me time for you? Are you putting in time for rest and recovery and connection with other people? Like this could be for yoga. This could be for the chiropractor, that sound bath, taking your dog for a walk. This will bring to the forefront, are you overworking yourself at the expense of your mental and your emotional well-being? And so you might feel like this conflict between your inner and your outer worlds, this need for solitude, these demands for your day-to-day responsibilities are a lot. And so Mars retrograde is going to slow down your normal drive, and it's urging you to reflect on whether these routines that you have set for yourself, are they truly sustainable? Or what do you need to do in order to fine-tune them so that they become sustainable? Use this transit to address any hidden fears that you have, or self-sabotaging habits or behaviors, because the 12th house is where these things come up, and then you're able to identify them in order to say, all right, I don't need to be perfect. What is my absolute best? How can I get rid of this? Because it's incorporating mindfulness and rest into your schedule is the goal. You creating this healthier, a more balanced approach to your work and to your life. This is needing a sanctuary and saying that work is important, but so is my health and my well-being. So Aquarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for astrology consultations. Check out my Patreon community for membership. I have 3 different tiers. I offer 2 Zooms once a month and daily messages about what's happening. And don't forget to subscribe. So for Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is going to be a hard aspect in that it opposes, but it's going to be a little easier for you because it's in a harmonious aspect with who you are. So you have the Sun in your 11th house of your dreams, your goals, your networks, who you connect with, your star family, your work associates, and it's building something that's sustainable and grounded. Mars is retrograde in your 5th house of joy, pleasure, children, creativity. And so the focus now comes with friendships, your social circles, your networks, your long-term goals. All of those topics are now going to come to the forefront. They're going to be illuminated. And with Mars stationing retrograde, it's paying attention to your personal creativity, what brings you joy. This transit is creating this push-pull dynamic between fulfilling your social obligations and you wanting to nurture your passions, your drives, your inner child. This will have you looking at yourself and saying, am I giving myself enough time for the things that bring me joy, for the things that bring me pleasure? Or am I overextending myself for other people? Am I helping them to the extent of not supporting my own wants, needs, and desires? There can be these conflicts that come within friendships or these group dynamics that can come up, especially if you feel that you are your own individuality or your own creativity is being overlooked or overshadowed. This transit with Mars retrograde, it's slowing your ability to assert yourself creatively, and it's encouraging you to have this deeper reflection on what brings you emotional fulfillment. This is going to be an opportunity for you to truly reassess what are your long-term goals, what are your dreams, what are your hopes, what are your desires, how do you align your personal passions by prioritizing joy, creativity. You can strike this healthy balance between what you want, what you need, what you desire, and your social life, and this can bring you this inner happiness. So Pisces, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out my Patreon community membership using the link below, and don't forget to subscribe.